I'm gonna be like the Oz. Like, y'all, if y'all go on YouTube, it looks like I'm the Wizard of Oz. Like I have a curtain. Um, what does the Wizard of Oz say behind the curtain? Um, I forgot. I am the I am Oz. God, let me turn this light off. Okay. You can see me through the curtain a little bit. I am the powerful Oz. Oh, it's okay. Okay, so oh wait, you know what? Let me cover. I know what I could do. Let me put a sticker on this so I won't. Wait, I want to do. I need a piece of tape. Oh, I got boob tape. But I don't think I have scissors. Oh, never mind. I ripped it. When did you get on? Oh, I just got on. I had to restart and stuff. But y'all, I got some important shit to say. You can still kind of see me. How can I put a picture instead? I want to put a picture in. Oh, wait, I can't. You see me inside the bubble? Huh? Hi. Hi. Okay. I am the powerful Oz. Alrighty, y'all. Okay, so if you can't watch it over here, you can just go on my YouTube. Aka. Okay, so I'm gonna start over. Okay, so I decided to not reach out to Nina, but I wrote on a YouTube video because she hated to admit that I was telling some truth, even though no, it was all the truth. So let me show y'all on this screen. I'll read it if you're on YouTube so you can hear it. So this is what I wrote to her. I said, we may not agree on all things or anything, but I respect you recognizing that what I tried to share is in fact the truth and the information is easily accessible to anyone. Supporters deserve transparency. And this snobby ass bitch, she wrote, you might have been right, I'll give you that. But don't get it twisted. You didn't call her out for justice. You did it to hurt her and prop Gypsy up. So let's be clear. Stay gone and don't let the algorithm drag you back in. So this is what I wrote her back. I absolutely did call her out for lying, for being racist, for being homophobic, and for misleading people into believing she had credentials she doesn't actually have. People may think they know my intentions, but clearly they don't. When someone has supporters investing their time, energy, and even money into them, those supporters deserve honesty. And that's something Becca has consistently failed to give. This isn't just about Gypsy, it affects the public as a whole. When a content creator builds a community, the foundation of that community is trust. So when people discover that that foundation was built on deception and lies, it's a massive slap in the face. It damages more than just one relationship. It creates a ripple effect. It makes people hesitant to trust another creator or be a part of another community after having been misled by someone they believed in and supported. That's what I said because I will always be the bigger and better person. So, anyways, y'all, and look, I was gonna come on live a little bit earlier, but I was sitting there and I'm like, hmm, you know what? Something is really strange about what Nina's saying. Well, first of all, let me point out that Nina, for whatever reason, seems to think that I never tried to call out her ex-husband. Actually, I did, Nina. The difference between you and I, though, is I'm not allowed to say shit. When I did that, I got attacked for it. When you do it, it's okay. But that's what fucking happened. I tried to do that, and actually, I was never going to because that wasn't the point of that video. The point was, showing that she was revoked and that she was a liar, and yeah, that's what that was doing, and that she was homophobic and racist. But mostly that she was a liar. But here's the thing, y'all. She's been ranting, raving, okay, all fucking day, um, or since yesterday, about how she cannot stand for someone like Becca, who is the reason that this man that unalived her ex-husband, is got the death penalty, okay? And I don't know why. It was kind of confused me when she was saying that, but I was like, whatever, because I hadn't read the case in a while. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, actually, that has nothing to do with why he got the penalty. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. I based my opinion, I guess you could say, on the fact that she's racist, not only because of her ex-husband being someone who unalived and beat people of color to F Day, but because even years and years and years later, she has a Twitter page that is 100% clear, makes it very clear that she's racist. And she wrote in the year 2020 till like 2023 over 300 articles strictly on Black people, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Black Lives Matter, Breonna Taylor, which he went on a live and asked Nina about it. And it's so funny because when Nina was asked about this, she's like, I don't have to answer to you. I will speak. Me and Becca are grown adults. I will speak to her privately about this, and I'm not going to judge her based off of something from, and this was less than 5 years ago. But yet she's judging her based off of something her husband did 30 years ago. And the fact that she's because she falsely testified something, that's the reason that this man got death penalty. Y'all, that is not true. That's not true. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm confused. That wait. So and I never went back and looked, but I remembered, y'all, I repeat, I said this a little while ago in a lot, but it was skipping. The reason that that man got the death penalty, let me tell you why. Two people who were like when I say witnesses, there was actually an eyewitness, but two people that were like, they weren't eyewitnesses. They were like like they spoke to the police. Two people that was interviewed. There we go. By the police. Two of his friends that seen him that day said that he they said something different in the interview. In the interview, they were like, like he was, he came home that day and he said, he said that the friend that he was with threw the weapon that he had in the grass and he freaked out and he ran and he started to run and that's when the the cop shade at him and so he felt like he needed to defend himself. That's why he shade back, which is the truth according to a lot of people, including the Ulibes. But here's the thing: what got him the death penalty, y'all, is because for whatever reason, when they testified in court, those two people, his own like friends, all of a sudden their testimony changed. And all of a sudden both of them said this, and they were both in separate interviews and everything. They testified that that morning when they saw Smokey, which is the guy, the gang member, that he said if he like runs into a cop because he wasn't supposed to be in that neighborhood really. Um, if he ran into a cop and like he was if they were gonna try to arrest him, that he would unalive them because he's not going back to prison because there's like this three strikes rule. Okay, so the reason he got the death penalty is because they changed their statement, they changed their testimony to that, which made him get first degree murder because they considered that premeditated since that morning. He said, oh, yeah, if I run into a cop, which is probably unlikely that he did. So actually, Nina is literally she's literally race baiting again. I knew that something was weird that all of a sudden, she didn't care about what Becca Scoop said about Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor, I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. She didn't care what she said about her, like saying, like, things happen, like, because she felt like Becca Scoops felt like Breonna Taylor didn't like there was no justice she needed. Like, mistake, things happen, even though so many horrible things happened with that case, they didn't even call paramedics for her. They called paramedics for the cops, but not even her. On the freaking statement that the police wrote, they didn't even say that she got shade. Like, they didn't even put that. They said no injury for her. And she literally died. There was also there was a fabricated, however you want, affidavit. Is that affidavit to get the warrant? So they had a false warrant. Also, the main person that was with the Brianna, I know this is going on to a whole different thing, but the Brianna Taylor thing, the main guy, the one that they was really looking for, he had already been found. So there was no reason to bust into that house that late at night. They could have just waited because the main suspect was already in custody. There's so many things that went wrong, and Becca Scoops was just like when they got they did end up getting they end up getting some jail time, I think, and fired or whatever, some of the cops. But at first they got off. They got what's the word? Um what's the word? When they get cleared of all charges, okay? And she felt like that was right. That's what it should be. And that is fucked up to me. That is not justice for Brown Taylor. And when we asked Nina how she felt about that, I am not going to state my opinion. I don't need to tell y'all anything. I will have a discussion with Becca Scoops and we will talk like adults, blah, blah. And she obviously didn't care about it. She was whatever. But all of a sudden, Becca Scoops writes to her about Karen Reed. And she's so salty about that. Do I believe that Karen Reed was not guilty? I do. I think that the jury got it right. But for you to be so mad about this, and now you've been so mad for 2 months and you can bring it up, no. You know what I believe, y'all? I think that for the longest time, Nina and Margaret was the queen and king of the Gypverse, okay? They were the king and the queen, and guess what? Not so much anymore. Becca Scoops is way more liked. Way more liked is more liked, however you say that. Becca Scoops has nowhere near compared to the amount of followers on TikTok, but she has double on YouTube, and her numbers are quadruple the amount of Nina's. Nina hasn't been doing great. Even y'all, because my accounts keep getting banned, I have like less than 4,000 followers, and my views are almost equivalent to Nina, who has almost 400,000 followers. That's the reason she's doing this to Becca. So you want to say that I never called her out for injustice or for justice? No, Nina, you're not calling her out for justice. I actually did call her out for the right reasons because nobody deserves to be lied to. No one deserves, like everybody's like, she been having that she was a former nurse. No, y'all, on her main page, I'm on YouTube too if it's cutting out, but on her main page on YouTube, on the description, it it said I am a psych RN. She did not change it to former until after I called her out. She has been lying, just like she lied about the fraud. Into the Weeds wrote Greene County Sheriff's Department, and they got a letter back saying there was no case of fraud before or after um uh, the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. Like she's been incorrect about a lot. It is what it is. I know a lot of people don't want to accept that, but it is what it is. Right now, though, what Nina's doing is actually not for justice. It's not for justice. She thought, like every other time, this time, it's not actually working to the thank you, Foxes. It's not working like it normally does because people like Becca more than her. Yeah, there's some people that are on, oh yeah, but these people don't even know they're sharing incorrect information. Becca's testimony is not the reason that man got the death penalty. It's the change up in the testimonies of those two people because he got accused of first degree murder because they said that morning he said if he runs into a cop, he will unalive them because he's not going back to prison, which is stupid, right? Because it's likely that you're probably going to get like I don't think he said that. I truly don't believe he said that because y'all think about it. I mean, it would be better off to just run, if anything. Like if you unalive a cop, you definitely gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna probably catch you. Why would they not? Like that's stupid to be like, I'm gonna unalive. Like if you really not trying to go back to prison, and he didn't realize like y'all if you it's actually really sad, and luckily like I mean they keep delaying it so he hasn't like he's been on death row for like a long time, and I think they even might have changed the laws maybe so that he might not ever actually be injected or whatever however they do it, But it's still the fact that, like, I truly believe that it was self-defense. I think Becca's husband, being that he was in the Linwood Vikings gang, which is a police gang that brutally beat and unalived people of color. He was in the middle of a huge civil rights lawsuit that he was accused of, just in that one lawsuit, of not only beating a person of color to F day, but also him and 27 other policemen, 27 other one, shade. So this man got shade 28 times. And he was actually a white man, but he was defending the people of color in his community. And they did this in front of his daughter. Like, it's absolutely terrible. If you go read that shit, it's actually trigger warning. It is so sad. And what she's saying is incorrect information, for one. And for two, that's not the reason that that man is on death row. It has nothing to do with Becca Scoop's testimony. Becca Scoops is a racist because of the article she wrote, and because of her Twitter, and because of the things she said on Twitter. Becca Scoops is a homophobic is homophobic because of the freaking YouTube channel she had, where she literally said that same sex couples, or in heaven them having children, is like the modern day Armageddon. That's what she said. She literally said, "Oh, you might have to go to YouTube them. I might have to just entirely go to YouTube." Right, Dimples? She really does look stupid. Like, you over there like, I refuse to anyone. Like, girl, like, are you what? Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Oh, like, you're not even telling the information correct. Like, that's the reason, y'all, I didn't even have to bring, like, people were attacking me when I brought up her ex-husband, which is why I decided to cut it out. She was like, well, she didn't dig that far. Actually, I did. There's a lot of shit I didn't put out. The reason is because I got attacked for it. But when you do it, it's okay, which I don't care. You don't have to bring up her ex-husband to prove that she's any of these things. I mean, are we surprised that Nina has gotten facts wrong? I mean, the woman can barely even read, but wants to be taken seriously. Like, come on. Oh, I know. And that's another thing, y'all. Let's go over a few things while we're on here, okay? Okay. And we'll come back to that to re-go over, like, to go over it again if I have to. I'm supposed to be doing a face mask, but I'm very serious right now. Okay, so let's bring it to woo woo for a second. Okay. The reason that Nina, Ivy Rose Nose, Pink Pony, all the cool people, the cool people, and the cool crowd, the in crowd, started hating Woo Woo, is because Nina. And the reason is because Woo Woo said that she was lying about Ken and Gypsy being broken up. And look, y'all, I did not like Woo Woo at this time, okay? But she was right. They didn't break up. And actually, it didn't take a rocket science. Like, to me, that wasn't a source that told Woo Woo that. There was no proof there was no proof to say otherwise. Like, there was no proof of that. And remember when she's like, and when I'm right, y'all better call me the queen. What she said, and when it shows you on the show that they broke up, don't forget to call me queen or something like that. I hope nobody ain't called her queen yet, because why nobody's calling her out on that? The fact that she wasn't right. Why hasn't anybody called her out on the fact that she said the baby was going to be born in November, but the baby wasn't born in November? Why isn't anybody calling her out over the fact that she said Ken was going to propose to Gypsy at her gender reveal and he didn't? Why isn't anyone calling her out over the fact that, wait, what's she saying right now? Oh, what she said to yesterday, I stand on facts. I stand on truth. When, where, and how. The only facts you have ever given out are facts that you had no fucking business giving out. Gypsy splitting up from Ryan and getting a divorce, Gypsy being pregnant, and Gypsy's daughter, a baby's gender being a girl. Three things that was none of your fucking damn business to say anyway. Like, that's the only facts you had. Facts that is actually sad that you gave away, especially that she was pregnant and was having a girl. Like, you're a fucking mom. You know how special that is, and you fucking gave that shit away. But whatever, that's okay. It's all over with. But that's the only facts you ever gave. That's literally the only facts you have ever given. Or those three. What other facts do you have? And you know what I want to say? Another thing. All these people attacking Cajun Navy Jen. Look, I know that I'm not the biggest fan of her, but you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Look, I don't know what Cajun Navy Jen has done in the past. Maybe she has collected donations, scraped off the top. Maybe she's taken it all. But the fact that all these motherfuckers are on a live today, trying to, she's a scammer, y'all all motherfucking scammers. The only reason Ivy Rose knows and Nina doesn't have to collect donations to scam is because they lied to scam. How do you think they make so much fucking money through their content? Because they make up lies that drag in that catch people's attention. Like Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Ken Euchre broke up. Like, you remember that? You remember she bragged that she made $6,000? So who the fuck are y'all to say Cajun Navy Jen's a scammer when y'all are fucking scammers? You know one thing that Cajun Navy Jen doesn't do? Make videos all day long making up lies. Now, I'm not going to say she never lied on her live before, but she doesn't make content and monetize and make money off of lies. Doesn't that make you just as much of a scammer? So all these people that were fighting for hours and allowed today, y'all all need to sit the fuck down because y'all all motherfucking scammers. Like what? Y'all are all scammers. Y'all get y'all little super chat, get your little what's the YouTube channel title? Oh, it is three with the facts. Three maybe? Oh. Like really, y'all think about it. Really think about that. Now, I'm not saying it's okay. Look, I don't know anything about Cajun Navy Jen. I don't know. I don't ever seen any receipts. I'm not saying she did or she didn't do these things. But if she did, what difference is it from what they're doing? They're all scammers. That's why I was in that live and I was like, this is hilarious because y'all all fucking scammers. Y'all are all motherfucking liars. Okay, so okay, we got Cajun Navy Jen. Maybe she's collecting donations and scraping off the top. Maybe Morbid's doing that too. Who knows? But Ivy Rose Knows and Nina are the two biggest TikTok creators in the Gypverse, making money day after day after day with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in their live. And I'm not saying this to say to be, I'm not jealous of them. I'm saying this to state facts. And they make up lies. And they make up lies. Okay, because think about it. She made 6,000. She was bragging about that. She made $6,000 off of saying that Gypsy and Ken broke up. And remember, she was like, she literally threw Woo Woo under the bus for that shit, and everybody started bullying. Y'all want to say this is all a setup? I reached out. Y'all remember when Woo Woo made that post? Bree reached out to me, and she's reaching out to other creators too, love bombing them, even though that wasn't true. I only reached out to her. I saw her video where she was crying and she seems so broken by Nina. And I know how that feels because I've gone through that with Nina. She sent people into my live saying, let's see who can make Bree cry first. I knew how that felt. So even though I wasn't trying to be friends with her, I wanted to reach out to her and be like, girl, like, I know what you're going through with this. But thought that, she thought I was not being genuine. Okay. Even then, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, who are you, Nina, to be like, you literally this is the truth." And nobody that went after Woo Woo for that, even if y'all want to be mad at her for this, nobody apologized to her. Now that the show is over and Ken and Gypsy's still together and never broke up on the show, why hasn't a single person, including Nina, apologized to her? And that's why when I said on my video today, this ain't y'all, this goes beyond this has turned this ain't about Gypsy anymore. It's really never been about them. You know what else? In that live today, I was the burner. I am the burner account. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can know. Yep, I am that burner account because I pretty much was about to say it anyway. And because Tammy called Nick the R word at the book signing. Nobody's ever called her out for that or corrected her for it. And I brought that up in a live, and people were like, "Let me show you the responses I got." Like, let me show you. This is how much people don't give a fuck about Nick. Yep, I'm ratting myself out. Here's my burner. Okay. Let me turn off the comments for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna read them for the ones on YouTube. Um, okay. Turn off the comments. Okay. Well, she says, "Okay, bye." Oh wait, I gotta start from I guess down here. They're all over the place. Okay, so wrong one. It said I watch people okay, not that one. And they can't stand oh well, so so Crystal Zodiac, she was actually agreeing with me. And she's like, they can't stand behind a positive movement, so sad. And then I said, oh, so I'm saying like why I said like, so is everybody okay with the fact that Tammy called Nick the all word? And Aleph, the one that I'm about to read her comment, Aleph and this one other person even said, who said that? And I was like, Tammy. And they were like, thank you. They even thanked me for telling them. And then when I kept repeating it, because nobody, even when Tammy was on panel, nobody wanted to, because nobody's ever, I know that happened at the book signing, but why hasn't anybody corrected her? Because look, y'all, no matter what anybody feels about Nick, he he's not the all word for one, and nobody should be calling him that. Or just because somebody has autism, you should not be calling somebody that ever, actually, no matter what they have. She says, so I say it again because nobody's saying anything. Aleph comes, please don't create drama. Ah! I said, create drama. Um, how am I creating drama? I want to know why this person has never been corrected for saying that. And then Nisi comes in. I didn't hear it. So I'm supposed to I'm supposed to take some internet person got it. I'm not the only person who heard it. Um and then Nisi says, "Why are you here?" And I didn't get all the screenshots, but wait, with all word is not okay, look up. And then Aleph says the all word is not important in this conversation. And then Hollow Mom says, be respectful or you will be muted or blocked. Like, what? Be respect. What? How am I not being respectful? It's so wrong. Wait. If it's, well, I said that is so wrong that y'all literally don't care because they were starting to send laughing faces, okay? And Nisi said, if it's so wrong, why are you here? And so there's the laughing faces. And then okay, and then that Magda person, she's about to say something too. I tried to get all the screenshots. I said, and then TJ Santio, whatever, why are you bagging on everyone saying the same thing? And I was like, because no one seems to give a fuck. This is all a lot of justice for Nick, justice for Dee, but why don't y'all give a fuck about that? Tammy, and then Vulture says Tammy is not on the panel anymore, but she was, and y'all didn't give a fuck then. And then and then I said, you know what? Well, y'all showing y'all true colors, so I'm just gonna leave because I was pretending they didn't know it was me. And then Magda says, "Don't let the door hit you on the way out." And and then Nisa said, "Okay, bye, lol, bah ha ha ha." Like, so wait, y'all, they were all, and I didn't get all the screenshots, but they were sending laughing faces. They were like, um, we don't like that is not important, blah blah. I'm like, so wait a minute, y'all are over here fighting about somebody scamming off of Nick, but y'all don't even care that this person literally called him the all word. And I think that's very disgusting, in my opinion. I wasn't just saying this to like, oh, let's get him fired up. Like, I've always thought that was wrong. So you see how they responded? All laughing. And I'm like, oh wow, that's real nice. No, they cared more about crying on the panel and talking about scamming than they did something that, in my opinion, is more important, to be honest. I think that what you call a person is even more important than someone scamming because that shit can really, that doesn't only hurt the person you call that. Anyone that could be in that live that has a child or a family member or a loved one that has disabilities, that word is used against them, that can fucking hurt them. So it's not just about Nick. Like, and they did not give a fuck at all. Oh, I know they used the all word, and I guess that's why they didn't care, but it's like, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Nick wouldn't appreciate being called the all word or slow, because that's another thing. Nina has called him slow, low IQ, which by the way, y'all, he has a lower IQ than average, but he does not it's not even considered low like he's not in the low IQ range. He's right above that. And it's just like, Gypsy Rose Blanchard manipulated a disabled man with low IQ on a permanent disability check. First of all, you don't even know if his disability check was permanent. Like, she says that all the time. She always wants to talk about short bus. They say the all word. Y'all are disgusting. They say like retard. They say gyptard. Like, These people don't care. That's the whole point, y'all. This whole live is exposing the truths about a lot of these people. This does not mean you have to agree with Gypsy. This does not mean you have to do shit other than stop supporting liars. Stop supporting liars. Like, there's way other things that y'all can be, and this is, and a lot of people be like, "Oh, you just don't want us to go after Gypsy because you don't want us to get justice." Y'all, Gypsy's her parole is over with. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing y'all do will ever make a difference when it comes to Gypsy. There's other things you can even do to advocate for people like Nick. It won't help him necessarily, but it might help people in the future. But like y'all or being scammed, just like everybody wanna be raging over Cajun Navy gin, but totally ignored the fact that these motherfuckers lie every single day and collect money for it. Like, come on, y'all. And this is why this was my background. Like, come on, y'all. If what is it gonna take for y'all to open y'all's eyes? Like, y'all think Nina really is dropping Becca scoops or whatever she's doing because of a race issue? Y'all really believe that? Because if it is because of a race issue, she better go find another example because the one she's given is not even factual. How is she so mad about something that ain't even true? She's so mad about something that's not true. Her changing her testimony. Like, did y'all not see her fake? Okay, also, I should bring this up. I was not planning on talking about Nina for this long. I haven't in a while, but I'm so fucking sick of that girl. The way that she's like, I stand on truth, I stand on facts. Bitch, where, when, and how? Where, when, and how? Gypsy was not married to her brother, for one. The baby wasn't born in November. She wasn't engaged at her gender reveal. They not broken up. They not engaged right now. Also, Woo Woo is not connected and was not always connected. Um, Also, the whole okay, y'all. I think a lot of people are getting confused about this truck. Okay, okay. So we kind of fooled people, and people thought we were going out on Saturday. We went out on Friday, y'all. We went out on Friday. So also when Ken, because that's another person. Let me bring this up, y'all. I'm calling them all out today. I'm so sick of these fucking grifting ass fucking liars. And y'all want to see how much money I make? None. Because guess what? For some reason, the last two accounts I had each $300 on it. Lost it because y'all got my account banned. This one's up to 300. And every week it's like, I'm sorry, but your payment can't process. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. I can't figure it out. And guess what? I don't even give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. I don't. I do not give. You know how long that $300 took me to collect? I don't give a fuck about wait, what? How Jip said? I don't give a f about a revenue. Oh no, I don't give an f. I forgot how she said it, but yeah, I feel ditto. Okay, but look at Ethan with his smart ass. Oh wait, I recorded it. So he's like, can you look real dumb? You are lying in my comments. He sounds like Forrest Gump, y'all, and I don't even mean that in a mean way. I think it's kind of funny. Um, Ken is lying. Anyways, so he said that y'all paying all this money. You know what? I'm about to send it to my computer so y'all can hear it because he covered up Ken's comment in his live. I mean, in his video. That way you can't see the words. What the haters do to Gypsy is disgusting. I know what they do to their supporters is disgusting. Because y'all, I'm really gonna try to. I won't really try to truly. I'm really gonna truly try not to make this so much about Gypsy because y'all, I do want to. Y'all need to realize that Gypsy's off of parole. What I'm doing right now is not for Gypsy. You want to know who it's really for? Other than the supporters, me. It's for me because I have been silenced because I'm a Gypsy supporter and lost all my fucking accounts. All this shit that people want to bring up, like now she wants to bring up Becca Scoops. Oh, bitch, I've been said that. Now all of a sudden you want to bring it up and everybody's like, oh my God, Becca Scoops. Or like Dan, the real Dan. Yo, I talked about who the real Dan was in March and everybody was fucking attacking me because, like, no, it's not. Natasha's right and Fancy's right. Guess what? Bree was right. What else? The Dawn Boker shit. And then Fancy's trying to say it's fabricated now, knowing damn well it's fucking not. Dawn literally got that from her JPEG account like last week and sent one of those things to Gypsy. Like, it's so, or even last night, I was on that burner account and I was telling Fancy, because she cares so much about Dee Dee. I'm like, the girl in your panel literally decorated her nails with Dee Dee's decapitated head, like, and she was like, "This." She wrote back. She's like, "That is not true." And this is what she said. I'm like, "Yes, it is." She's like, "Her sister did that." That woman is a grown ass woman. For one, for two, just because she didn't decorate her nails herself, you don't think she told her sister what she wanted? She was smiling and laughing about those nails. I'm sorry, y'all. No matter what I feel about this case, that is fucking disgusting. That is so disrespectful to Dee Dee's family and to Dee Dee. It's so disgusting to put a bloody neck on a pair of nails. And Fancy muted me. Wait, did give you credit for that, Brie? Wait, Nina did give you credit for that. Wait, not really. Did you? Was you in here when I read her response to me? Wait, hold on, y'all. Sorry, we're gonna go back to that for a second because it's wild. But yeah, y'all, there's so many things that I put out. Oh, Fancy. Fucking okay. When I was exposing Fancy, that's what I'm saying. Y'all, this wasn't even about Gypsy at first when I started doing this. Just like I exposed Becca, I came into this shit exposing Fancy. Starlight, I mean, when that's when they all started calling me trans, attacking me, fucking got rid of my first account, my second account, attacking me. And then what happened? Starlight dropped Fancy. And what did they start doing on Morbid's Live? Exposing the shit that I exposed fucking 10 months earlier. And it's not about me getting credit for it. I don't give a fuck about the credit. What I care about is not being fucking silenced. What I care about is not being attacked when I fucking say it. But then when this person says it, oh my God, can you believe it? It's not fucking okay. No one should be silenced. Okay, watch. Let me read what Nina said. It's fucking insane. Mhm. Okay, so I wrote her, well, not wrote her privately, but I wrote on her YouTube, I said, "We may not agree on all things, but I respect you for recognizing that what I tried to share is in fact the truth. Tried, because you know nobody wants to fucking hear it, is in fact the truth, and the information is easily accessible to anyone. Supporters deserve transparency." She wrote, this motherfucker wrote this back. You might have been right. I'll give you that. But don't get it twisted. You didn't call her out for justice. You did it to hurt her and prop Gypsy up. So let's be clear. Stay going and don't let the algorithm drag you back in. Yes, a bitch. What? Okay, so I wrote her back. I'm gonna read it again because I think that's important to read this book because it's the truth. I absolutely did call her out. Oops, my bad. I absolutely called her out for lying, for being racist, for being homophobic, and for misleading people into believing she had credentials she doesn't actually have. People may think they know my intentions, but clearly they don't. When someone has supporters investing their time, energy, and even money into them, those supporters deserve honesty. And that's something Becca has consistently failed to give. This isn't just about Gypsy, it affects the public as a whole. When a content creator builds a community, the foundation of that community is trust. So when people discover that the foundation was built on deception and lies, it's a massive slap in the face. It damages more than just one relationship. It creates a ripple effect. It makes people hesitant to trust another creator, to be a part of another community after being misled by someone they believed and supported. That's what I wrote back because, bitch, you don't know. I'm so sad. You did it maliciously. Actually, y'all, nobody's calling out, not many people calling out Nina because let me tell y'all, and I don't like Becca. I think that she is a bold-faced liar. But guess what? What Nina's doing to her is malicious. Nina is doing it maliciously because what she's saying she's doing it for doesn't make any sense. Because her testifying, what she testified at that trial, has absolutely nothing to do with why that man got the death sentence, the death penalty. Nothing to do with it at all. Like literally nothing. So she's literally, and this is what's sad because I've seen Nina doing this over and over. She race baits constantly, and it's sad. And it's really sad because it dilutes the real big problem that there still is in the United States for sure, and probably in other parts of the world, but definitely here. And to see someone from that community do it to their own community, shit, I felt the same way about Cowboy Bear, about him lying with Ken. Like you are literally a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Even though it is not true what he says about Ken, If it were, why the fuck would you be trying to out that when you know from being in that community that that's never okay to do? I wish people would take Gypsy out of the equation, Nick out of the equation, their favorite content creator out of the equation, and just listen to the shit that comes out of people's mouths. Think about your morals, your integrity, because I know that before all of this, each one of us had to have had that within us, integrity and morals. I mean, maybe some of us may not have, but I know that not every single person who like hates me, for example, is a piece of shit. Like, there's no way possible because a lot of those pieces of shit has ended up being very not pieces of shit, very lovely shits. Okay, um, or not shits at all. They become pieces of not shits. Okay, so I feel like, wait, I've had to unfollow all the creators on that side because it's just gotten to be too much. I'm sorry. I'm a supporter, not a creator, and it's exhausting. It really is, and it's sad because at this point, the way that they've gotten people to hate people, and I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about whoever they want you to hate, whoever they want you to hate while they literally use people. They use people to do all their dirty work. It's you're a lovely shit, Skip. Skip, are you just getting in here? Because that's another thing I want to repeat, y'all. Today, okay. Oh, great. I'll start over again. Okay, not all the way over, but so today, y'all, this morning, people were fighting in live all day long, okay? Over who's a scammer, you're a scammer, you're a scammer, you're a scammer. Y'all, and it's crazy because they attacked Cajun Navy Jen. And look, I don't know everything that she's done in the past. I don't know what's true, what's not true. Maybe she scraped off the top of some donations she collected. Maybe she did. But here's the thing. While they're screaming and attacking her for being a scammer, they don't realize that they motherfucking scammers themselves. The difference is Cajun Navy Gin doesn't make videos every single day telling lies. So that's not the way. That's what they do. That's what they do. Ivory Rose Knows and Nina is two of the biggest content creators in the Gypsy verse. Okay.
Wait, that didn't work at all with that freaking
Oh, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
And wait, Scott, I'm doing a very important live. This is very important.
I got it. If we're
Hold on a
if I
second.
put
Y'all.
my SIM card in yours, will it activate? Because it won't activate without like a plan for some reason.
I can't give you my phone right now.
No, no, but like if well, you think that would work?
I don't know. We will try it later, but I am very, very busy right now. But anyways, so literally, like, okay. So Nina brags about how when she lied about Gypsy and Ken breaking up, that she made $6,000 off that video. $6,000. Bitch, you're a scammer too. Y'all over there attacking Cajun Navy Gin when y'all motherfuckers are scammers too. Like, be so for real. When's the last time you actually made a video that actually said the truth? Um, so stop attacking one person when you are like you were Nina been advocating for Nick and Nick don't even like that girl. Like what? Like Nick don't even like you. He knows that you exploit him. Like he knows that most of you exploit him. And it's actually sad because nobody actually sat back to ever think, I want to reach out to Nick genuinely and and just talk to him, get to know him, not be like, hey, like actually get to know him. Get to know him and ask him like, hey, Nick, do you mind if I like speak out for you? Like, because he knows that a lot of people do this for money. Like, I never understand why, other than the people like that supported MPG and like even like Jessica. Look, me and I don't necessarily. She's not my most favorite person, but she has been advocating for Nick, but she is his friend. She knows him. She's not exploiting him. She is not exploiting him. The way that Nina constantly, Gyps, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a manipulated, disabled man with a low IQ in a permanent disability check. Like, you're exploiting him. That's what you're doing. Because you don't give a single fuck about him. Like, stop it. Stop it. Exactly. There is a difference. There's absolutely a difference. And I'm not saying that you have to know a person to advocate for them, but y'all know what I mean. There's even people that don't make content. There's people who advocate for Nick that I truly believe do care about Nick that don't make videos. They're supporting, sadly, creators that are exploiting him. And I really do believe that some of these people actually do care about Nick. But guess what? Nina doesn't. Ivy Rose Nose doesn't. And it's clear to me that they don't after today when they were all laughing and not giving a fuck that somebody called them the all word. And they were like, okay, you can leave. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, y'all don't peep these things. Like, y'all don't look for these type of things. But no, back to Nina, since you just came in here. So, she brought up the Beck Scoops thing. Well, I don't know if you know this, Skip or anybody else that came in. Every one of those creators use that crime. Yep, I know. It's really sad. But so Nina's been going around being like, I can't support Becca Scoops. And I need to read, I need to get the comment of what she says. That way y'all can understand what I mean. Like the story that she's telling is not true. She's race baiting. She's race baiting. And she doesn't even need to race bait because there's actually real things. They hear and notice it and get yep. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, let's show you what this is the reason, y'all. I'm gonna read why Nina why she doesn't support that guy anymore, and it's been just weighing on her for 2 months, even though she gave no fucks about what something current that the Breonna Taylor, that's way more current than this shit. And she didn't give a fuck about that. She didn't give a fuck that Becca thought, like, she didn't need justice. Shit happens, basically. She didn't give a fuck about that. But this is the reason. Let's be clear. Supporting a white supremacist gang member and lying under oath to protect them isn't a misunderstanding. It's enabling systemic racism. Becca didn't just disagree. She tried. I got taken. Oh wait, look, y'all. Look for hate speech. Y'all, that should prove like I'm trying to speak out for the right thing and like da, 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 if this doesn't prove to you that these people want to silence me because I tell the truth, unlike them, and I don't ask how much I'm look, y'all. You want to know how much money? Hold on, submit. You want to know how much money I made on that live just now? Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay, how much? $9. And actually that's a lot, y'all. I don't usually make $9. Woo! I made 9.88 actually. Usually it takes me a fucking week to do that. Ballin', shot calling. Um Becca, I think she got back. Oh yeah, I got taken down. But it's okay, we still here on YouTube. And I did oh y'all, I'm gonna pull back. Okay, so let me finish reading what her reason, because she's got a real reason. Okay, Becca didn't just disagree. She tried to gaslight, discredit, and silence someone speaking the truth. That's not a difference of opinion. That's aligning with white supremacy, and people are way too comfortable excusing it when it benefits their bias. Like y'all, that it literally that's not what happened though. I want to see what else she says. So we could because I'm about to bring up that freaking the because I'm like, wait, what? Like, and at first I'd never like when she said this yesterday, I wasn't even thinking. Whatever helps you sleep better at night. If you feel racism and supporting a man who has gunned down and killed black and brown people is a witch hunt to discredit versus the truth, I may not be your type of content creator. Racism isn't a witch hunt to me. And her content is valid. That isn't something I can discredit. If you align with that respectfully, that isn't what I align with. Okay. y'all, I'm about to tell y'all what really went down with that because it has nothing to do with Becca, what Becca said on the stand. It's so wild that she's like, did you even go and actually look into this? Hold on, y'all, because we about to Smokey the Gangsta. Hold on, since we're on the intranet now, I can. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly. And the reason this is important, y'all, is because okay, look up. If you can stop supporting if you can stop supporting Becca, do it for the right reasons. Don't make up shit. Yeah, I got reported as usual for hate speech. For hate speech. I'm speaking against that shit. It's because I should never use those words. I knew like people, that's what they do. They will literally like report you for things that are out of context. But it's okay. I don't care. I'm used to this, y'all. It's been happening for a year and a half. But that's why I'm on YouTube. All right, so Stephen Blair murder case. Okay, right, Chia. Um, homicide. And I don't know why people keep saying that Becca Scoops's ex-husband was a was also a, a person of he's white. He's a white man. He's a little tan, but he was white, y'all. That is he's white. I mean, that's what it says. I don't know why people keep anyways. Okay, wait, I gotta get to the files. Okay. Let me go to ChatGPT because it's brought me right to my time. Because I'm gonna tell you exactly what Becca Scoops did at that trial that Nina's trying to instead of look this is the problem. Nina wanted to get this out fast for whatever reason. And she wanted to do instead of actually looking into it and actually finding out exactly what she wanted to do something against Becca. Because I don't know if y'all noticed this, but that email that she showed from the recap, like I want to say that was from 2 months ago. Like, and she just showed it or something like that. Something was from 2 months ago. And why all of a sudden it's like I don't understand why all of a sudden you was like, you know, the timing is just that's because she is a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, they reported it. It's all right, girl. I'm gonna be on YouTube now. Okay, I might eventually move over to my phone on YouTube. Why is Nina all of a sudden mad at Becca? Because Becca became the queen of Gypsyverse. I think that's a part of it. Right, you're here, okay? Mhm. I think that in the way that she was trying to change her mind about Karen Reed. On a Thursday. On a Soul Thursday. Okay. No. It's over. Okay. Steven. And the thing is, was that is she don't even know what she's talking about. And she wants to say, I mean, her content, her content's great. She lies in her content too, though. She said there was a fraud case open against Dee Dee and Gypsy. Um, whatchamacallit, before the murder, but Into the Weeds reached out to the Greene County Sheriff's Department, and she got a letter from them saying there's no files before, during, after any of those years, before this murder or after. Like, so no, there wasn't. What is this? Oh wait, Stephen Wayne Blair. I think The cop who was killed in 1996. I think it was 1996, something like that. No, maybe it wasn't. No, 1995. 1995. Okay. One of the suspects, Freddie, who whatever, shot Deputy Blair in the chest above his bulletproof vest during the stop. Blair was transported to the law. Aftermath. Okay, the shooting sparked a massive manhunt. He was arrested, charged, and later convicted of first-degree murder with special circumstances. So, okay, can you give me sources to the court documents? Ooh. Yo, how is the chat on YouTube being like? I haven't seen any like trolls really, which is crazy. I'm surprised that yeah. Let me tell you, a lot of people don't want to hear what I'm saying. Well, at least I can show y'all the freaking Ethan videos now, though, too. Okay, right here. Um, wait, you know what? Evidence. Okay, can you give me a summary of the case along with the testimonies of witnesses as well as his ex-wife Rebecca Desario? Okay, here's a clear, detailed summary of the people, blah blah blah, including key testimony and involvement of deputies Blair's ex-wife Rebecca. Here we go. Defendant Freddie. Murder, blah blah blah. Verdict, first degree. Um, Special circumstances, avoiding arrest and unaliving a peace or killing a peace officer. Attempted murder of Deputy Lyons. Oh, and he also got attempted of that. Death sentence, blah blah. Okay. Um, is an overbill. One even. Okay. Okay, Deputy Robert Lyons described how Blair Lyons were on patrol, executing saturation detail, recounted the stop. They saw Smokey, that's what his little name is. So toss something into a yard. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not okay. The Fiova or whatever. Um, I think that's the person that actually. Let me make sure. Oh, no, 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 that's right, Freddie. Oh my God, I got my packages. Okay, tossed something into a yard. After the stop, Lyons heard an initial whatever, of shots. Then a second volley from Blair's gun. He found Blair wounded behind the car. Blah, blah. Ernesto, this is a gang member, testified that Smokey and others spoke about recent killing of a gang member and a desire to blast one of them. Um, Hostility towards deputies. Detailed the officers, deputies. Jose, okay, confirmed that the deputies had earlier shot a member of things. No, I need to see. I want y'all. Evidence showed Blair had fired 6 shots even after sustaining fatal wounds, a time frame consistent with ballistic analysis. Y'all, watch when you see if you actually go to the court documents. It's so crazy. ChatGPT is summarizing the the pretty stuff, the stuff that made it to the surface of the internet. You got to dig deep. Purpose call, but okay. So this, let me get to this part about Rebecca though. Okay, oh Becca, called by the defense to challenge. Okay, called by the defense to challenge Blair's character and support their theory that Blair was the aggressor. Trial direct Trial direct. When asked if Blair had a volatile temper, she replied, excluding a couple of incidents, no. She affirmed having stated in divorce filings that Blair broke um furniture and physically attacked her. Okay? So excluding a couple of incidents, no. Excluding a couple, so she literally says that she affirmed that she stated in false filings that Blair broke furniture and physically attacked her. Cross examination. She clarified that those incidents involved the heated argument she initiated over Blair's affair. Blair had pushed her away to defend himself. A coffee table was broken when they both fell. She acknowledged Blair called the police and neither were arrested. Redebeck admitted her divorce declaration could give a misleading impression that Blair was chronically abusive. In reality, it stemmed from this single confrontation and possibly one earlier. Okay. Defense theory. Deputies initiated the violence and Blair fired first. To act, and then Smokey shot back in self-defense. Okay, blah blah. I I want to show y'all. So that's what they did. So that did not that right there. Her saying that, oh, he did push me once, during my divorce. She's saying that is the reason, y'all. She's saying that this right here is the reason that this man got sentenced to death. That's what she's saying, and that's not the reason. That's so crazy. Okay, let me tell. So I know that two people that testified had originally had different stories at their first interview and then changed their stories later. Can you share that information with me? Vanilla, ChatGPT. You see? Oh wait, I wasn't able to find clear documentation. Of course you weren't. Okay. I'll have to go into the court documents. Could have given varying versions, might differ in details such as number of shots to find exact. Yep, I'll have to go to the transcripts because it's not at the surface of the web. So we're about to go to the fucking transcripts so y'all can see what these motherfuckers did. And this is actually really sad. Right here, we're going, y'all. We'll be coming around the mountain. Okay, right here. Okay. Wait, who went to law school for several years? Oh, Nina. Yeah, I know, right? Right. Okay. Blah, blah. Further, there was no dispute that the defendants had evidence. Possible theories, blah. Oh, I had read all this months ago. Okay. Passenger side door of the truck had been painted to resemble sharps. Oh, okay. Let me get to that part. Quick shot, basketball goal. Okay, Lyons testified that Blair, you get the shorter guy. Okay. Ryan pulled the patrol car over. Hey, Deputy Blair had been shot, once in the neck, once on the shoulder, by the same gun. Okay. Mel Brooks and Sarah were new defendant and testified he was a member of the Young Crowd Gang. Defenders nickname the Smokey. Okay, so Smokey was the defendant. Okay, defendant was staying at Brooks' house in the city of Fontana in the days following the shooting of Blair. So Brooks and Smokey participated in or overheard several conversations regarding the incident. Brooks testified that okay, here we go. Perfect. Contrary to her initial statements to the police that she knew nothing concerning the shooting and that she heard the defendant say he and Ernesto, another young crowd member, were walking down Walnut Avenue when the patrol car pulled up and officers said, "Let me see those hands, guys." Defendant had two guns with him and told Avilia to be cool, but Avilia, the prosecution, several other witnesses testified, memory of the gunfight, blah, 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 blah. He admitted, okay, so the testimony primarily tended to identify defendant as the person who shot blah, blah, blah. We do not recount this testimony in detail because, as mentioned above, defendant ultimately did not contest identity. He admitted in his own testimony during a defense case that he shot Blair through his gun, blah, blah. The point was going to jail for the. Okay, here we go. According to Brooks, defendant said all he can think of at that point was going to jail for the rest of his life because he had two strikes. And his being armed with two guns would result in a third strike against him. And Brooks relayed, he explained that he therefore shot the deputies because he was not going to spend the rest of his life in jail for that bullshit. Brooks recounted that defendant never mentioned that he shot the deputy in order to protect. So that's what he recounted. So at first, he said during the original interview, both of these people said that Smokey shot him to because he saw Blair pointing the gun at the other guy that he was with and himself, so for self-defense. But then after the police interview and all of that, then now he's saying that he said, I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life. I have two strikes, blah blah. But how and yeah, I'm sorry if this is like a lot. It's the reason when I was reading this, that made no fucking sense. So I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life, so I'm gonna just kill this cop. That doesn't make no sense. I thought in that moment, I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life. I'm gonna kill like that doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't right? Like, wait, how was she twisted? How was she twisted? What I'm doing is actually stating facts of why this guy, I believe he truly was trying to defend himself. I don't think he should be on death row. And guess what? Not because Becca Scoops, she she didn't falsely testify anyway. She literally said she what she did that is she testified for the defense that there was altercations, but only because it was very like a heated moment because it was an affair. I don't know how she gonna twist it, but oh, that scared me. So, knowledge concerning shooting because she was afraid. Okay, here we go. Brooks testifies she initially lied. You see, I want to just read this whole thing out because this is fucked up. This man was literally basically framed in a way. I mean, he did on a live. I mean, he did kill the guy, but it's because he was shooting at him first. That you can even find this like two YouTube videos on this that's really, really good. Okay, so this is what he said. Threw his gun in the yard. According to Brooks, defendant said all he could think of at that point was going to jail for the rest of his life because he had two strikes. And his being armed with two guns would result in a third strike against him. And Brooks relayed, he explained that he therefore shot at the deputies because he was not going to spend the rest of his life in jail for that bullshit. Brooks recounted that defendant never mentioned that he shot the deputy in order to protect his friend or himself. Defendant told Brooks that if the police raided the house looking for him, she should tell him that he was in the back of the house with the gun, seemingly implying he wanted the police to kill him because he did not want to go back to prison. Brooks testified she initially lied to the police regarding her lack of knowledge concerning the shooting because she was afraid of retaliation from young crowd members. She later decided to tell police what she knew because she thought they had already learned that the defendant was the one who shot the deputy. Brooks explained that she had moved before the trial and the sheriff's department had paid a portion. The sheriff's department had paid a portion of her. So the sheriff's department even paid for her to move to safety. Sounds like that's crazy, right? Um, because she thought that they had already learned, blah, blah, blah. Brooks explained that she had moved before the trial and the sheriff's department had paid a portion of her relocation expenses. We'll call this person F. F also testified, contrary to her initial statements to the police, that she did not know anything about the shooting, that she told defendants she knew he had shot the deputy, and the defendant replied he had done so because he didn't want to go back to jail. That don't even make it. So they both said that. And you know, it doesn't make I shot him because I don't want to go back to jail. I mean, it doesn't make sense because you are going to go back to jail because of that. According to F, defendant told her that if the police came to Brooks' house looking for him, he would go in the restroom and would unalive himself before the cops got to him. As was the case with Brooks, F testified she lied to the police at first due to the fear of retaliation, but she eventually told them what she knew after she thought they had already identified the defendant. She also testified that they had relocated before the trial with the assistance of the sheriff's department, so they both were assisted. Defendant was arrested in May while he was driving a car away from the house in Fontana. So the cops were looking at him. If you notice, he didn't unalive himself, y'all. He ran. Um, Two deputies stopped defendant while other deputies stopped traffic on the road. Defendant initially complied with the deputies' orders to exile the vehicle and lie on the ground. After one, deputies placed a handcuff on one of the defendant's wrist. However, defendant stood up and began struggling. One of the deputies were armed. Defendant grabbed the barrel of the weapon and tried to pull it away from the deputy. Eventually, the deputies blah 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 blah. A deputy testified that as they were handcuffing defendant, said, "Kill me, just effing kill me." While in jail, his arrest defendant participated, blah blah blah. But yo, if y'all really read into this case, the actual bullet, um, like the way that the shots were, it he shot first, and I truly believe that from all the stuff that I read. And there actually was an eyewitness. It's really really crazy, and luckily though, I don't. And he's gonna be in jail for the rest of his life, but I don't think that they have maybe the death penalty anymore, or they like the Supreme Court had I don't know. Like he still is in there since 1995. Like he hasn't been killed. Fuck Young Crowd is divine games. And but yeah, this guy, the one that killed him, he had experience so her ex-husband had beat him with his baton multiple times. Um and other people around them. Considered to be a rival gang of the young crowd. The Vikings was a rival gang. So, Avelia and defendant also testified concerning the ongoing problems between members of the young crowd and the sheriff's department. Avelia remembered there being tension between young crowd and the sheriff's department since 1984 or 85. He testified that there was a group of deputies called the Vikings, which her ex-husband had the tattoo, who patrolled Linwood area, which Avelia considered to be rival gang of young crowd. Avelia knew the Vikings to shoot at people, beat up people, and throw gang signs like any other rival gang. According to Avelia, whatever, he personally had received that's what it was, not his baton, flashlight therapy from the deputy, who were members of the Vikings on 3 or 4 occasions, including more than once from Deputy Blair, which entailed being hit with a flashlight for disrespecting the deputy. Avelia knew Blair was part of the Vikings because on one occasion he had told Avelia, "Fuck young crowd, this is the Vikings." Avelia said the Vikings had a grudge against young crowd members, and every time they get one of us, they want to be beat. They want to beat us up. According to Avelia, 5 days before Deputy Blair's shooting, a deputy had shot a young crowd member in the back, which made young crowd members angry at the deputies has a big problem going on. Charges blah 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 blah, threatening, beating up, harassing members of the gang and defendants. View the Vikings were just a bunch of white cops that messed around with the homies all the time. Finn testified that on the day of the shooting, he and the other young crowd members were speaking of the recent shooting of Jose Neves by sheriff deputies, as well as another young crowd member who had been shot and killed by deputies in December of 1990. One of the group said they should just blast on them fools from now on, but somebody told that person to shut up and defended the knob, blah, blah. Jose Neves testified that he was also a member of Young Crowd Gang. He was the person who was shot by a deputy in 95. The truck that had been painted to resemble a patrol car was parked in front of Neve's home. He testified another young crowd member painted the truck and made the holes in the truck using pickaxe by shooting it. According to Neves, the search of his home, which had been discussed at the gang detail before 95, resulted in deputies finding an AK-47 and a shotgun because there were no weapons in the house. Defendant also called Deputy Blair's ex-wife Rebecca Desario as a witness. Blah blah blah. With X, whether deputy was very volatile. According to the declaration, last incident resulted, blah, blah. Miss Blair testified across the blah, 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 pushed her away. Miss Blair, he was one who called the police, and neither of them was arrested. Miss Blair testified, blah, blah, blah. She acknowledged, however, that the statements and declarations seem not to be so limited. The parole, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, what got him the death penalty was because of this, and that's what's crazy too, y'all. So not only did he would have got second degree murder because that's what I think it should have been, even if it wasn't self defense. But the reason those specific testimonies by the ones that changed, by the way, is the reason he got the death penalty because not because he said that he didn't want to go back to jail, so he would kill them. Like if Like, you get what I'm saying? Which I don't understand how it was first degree because he was saying this after he killed him. Like, supposedly, even though I don't believe this, the people, okay, how do I say this? So they testified that after he killed Stephen Blair, he said, I killed him because I was not going back to prison. How is that first degree murder? First degree murder is premeditated. Like, and I guess that makes it premeditated just because he thought, "I don't wanna go back to prison," and then shot him. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy to me. But anyways, y'all, that was a whole rant for that. CC, but soon as she said Vikings, I knew. Oh, but anyways, y'all, sorry, that was it's you have to read the things. It's corrupt in my opinion. This whole case, in my opinion, might not be. Either way, I think it should have been second degree. Should never got the the death penalty. But yeah, so Nina is tripping. Y'all heard that was all y'all. She literally said she supported, which I do believe that she supported a white supremacist group, but she's saying that it's the reason that this man got the death penalty. Like she is fucking race baiting people when there's shit that she can really go and find where she wouldn't have to race bait. Shit, I can show you 300 racist articles that she wrote. But nobody listens to Brie. But anyways, next. Okay, so now let me play this video. Oh, y'all, my freaking. Oh, let me see if I won that appeal, even though I probably didn't. Let's see. Hey, I just want to say I really respect you after today. My eyes are pretty open. I was watching from outside because I do not have something as black forever. I want to say thank you for standing up for the truth. I would love to join. Oh, you see, y'all, every day, as long as you tell the truth, you could open people's eyes. Look what this person told me. I love when I get messages like this. They just wrote me this too, like 30 minutes ago. Bree, I just want to say I really respect you after today. My eyes fully open today, and I was watching from outside because I do follow some creators and would be blocked. However, I want to say thank you for standing up for the truth. I would love to join into your lives to be able to listen to your views if you're open to it. Yo, I'm gonna cry. I love when that happens. Because y'all, this shit has gotten to a point where it's not about Gypsy or Nick anymore. It's so beyond that. These people they're all scamming. All they're trying to do is make money off of you, off of their followers, and it's really sad. There is no fucking community. I love when people get. How did you get a hold of Gypsy to be friends with her? She got a hold of me. Um, man, y'all, where is okay? Appeal approved. Yay! Y'all, I got approved. My appeal was approved. I'm so excited. Now we can go over there again because it's so quiet over here and lonely. No about death penalty. Right, so now he won't. Saying this coming is crazy. Yep. And y'all, I know that I get loud and passionate about this, but you wanna know why? Because I'm so fucking tired of people being liars. I'm so tired of people taking advantage of other people. These people that hate me so much, by the way, but I still feel for them because they hate people that they don't know. Like, you know how much energy it takes to hate someone? Like, and these people fucking hate me. And it's like, y'all hate me because these people want y'all to hate me, and these people are fucking scamming you. You don't even have to You don't even have to be pro gypsy to you don't. But why y'all, I promise you, there are other people that you can listen to that are not scamming. I need to take more Excedrin. And then you know what I saw somebody say today? It was actually said they were like, none of this would even be happening if Brie wouldn't have a dox back up. First of all, I didn't dox her. Second of all, so Calling out racist something that's racist. We would never be calling out racist things if it wasn't for Brie. Gosh, Brie, how dare you do that? Like, y'all, do you not see what I mean by like, God, if Brie would have never told us that Becca was racist, we wouldn't even know. Like, great, thanks, Brie. Thanks for letting us know that she's homophobic. Great, great. I didn't want to know that. Thanks for letting me know that she's a liar. If it wasn't for Brie, we wouldn't even know she's a liar. Like, you shouldn't even have that tone. Like, it should be like, man, if it wasn't for Brie, we wouldn't have even known this. Nope. Instead, oh, if it wasn't for Brie, that's called hate bonding at this. At that point, when you don't even care about the information, you just want to protect the people that you're hate bonded to. Like, it's weird. But yeah, Nina. So there's your fuck you for that little snarky ass response you made on YouTube back to me. Cause bitch, you ain't gotta worry about me coming up in this algorithm. Girl, you didn't come up on my algorithm. I went to your YouTube. I, I do not like watching Nina videos. They are dramatic, obnoxious lies. What the fuck would I get? Like brain rot. Yeah, obviously another life. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so before we go back over there, just so I can play this video, I gotta play these two videos. It's very short. All right, so number no, let's see. What is this one? Okay, I'm done. By all these contradictions, here's one more. He said the billboard truck wouldn't be able to go through the French Quarter because the streets are closed. Well, take a look. I'm done. This is awesome. This is the best thing ever. I don't even care what this lady does. Next is me. That was the billboard crossing through Bourbon Street in the heart of the French Quarter. In the heart. So, Ken Urker, before you run over to my page again, making comments, check yourself, buddy. Because if your facts aren't fact, we will call you out. Okay, you want to know fact on fact? Actually, what his comment said, might as well get a billboard in Iowa. Also, most of the streets are. Wait, you know what? I took a screenshot of it. He said what Ken actually said. Imagine wasting money on this, thinking you're doing something. We aren't even there, y'all. When Gypsy saw, okay, so the French Quarter, okay, so when we saw the truck, we were headed to golf. We saw it on Poydras Street. Poydras Street is not the French Quarter; it's the business district. That's for one. For two, he says we aren't even there, which we weren't in the French Quarter. Might as well get a billboard in Iowa. Also, most of the streets around the French Quarter close soon. Talk about cell phone. That is true. That most of the streets in the French Quarter close soon. Like there are so many streets that they were not able to drive down. Those stupid ass like going through. Okay, this is the truck passing through Bourbon Street. You know what it had to do? It had to go down a side street that nobody's on except for people walking back to their car, blackout drunk, basically. Or nobody at all. Like it's streets that nobody's really on. It's just cars trying to get through because Bourbon is like you can't drive down Bourbon, so you have to go. Then you can't drive down Royal at this time. Almost none of those streets you can drive down. That is true. Ken is, and he never said you can't drive down any streets. He said most of the streets around the French Quarter because that's where they wanted it to be by the French Quarter. So that truck wasn't driving past huge crowds of people except when it passed right across Bourbon Street, not through Bourbon Street, like literally like boop, like that's it. And also mind you, we weren't in the French Quarter. We weren't. Angie Beth is muted. Well, it's okay. We're about to go to TikTok anyway. Exactly. And so that's what he said. And then somebody came through and said, "Oh, I must have never got the Oh, wait. And then it's also this. Was it another video? Maybe not. Oh, yeah, it is. This shit right here.
Gypsy Rose has a new woo-woo bestie. I think none of us saw this coming. It appears Ivory Rose Grows Wild has been a snake in the grass all along. And now is silent as photos have been circulating showing that her and Gypsy are now close friends.
Imagine that. Okay. So Ivory Rose, she's a snake. Well, why is she a snake all along? Why was she a snake all along? I don't get it. Because she made amends with someone? That means she was a snake all along? Like, what what really solid proof do you have to give to that? For one, and then when he says, and then silence as pictures are circulating around showing them wait, when he said close friends. Wait, showing that her and Gypsy are close friends now. Wait, y'all, wait, what? I didn't know that you could tell that people were close friends from a picture. That was the first night that Gypsy ever met Woo Woo. That was the first night that any of us ever met her in person. Well, no, actually, I saw her at the book signing, but I didn't officially meet her. Like, she went to golf because Gypsy invited her because she wanted her to meet us in person to humanize us, so we can all humanize each other instead of being internet people. And this was after she already had apologized to us. And let me tell you, Ken was not on board with this until he decided to show up and come and got to talk to her and realized that she was being genuine. But this is what I mean, y'all, by they just say whatever the fuck they want to say. Like, how? So you saw Aubrey Rose, Gypsy's new bestie? What? Actually, no, bitch. I'm her bestie. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but but her new bestie, like, because you saw a picture of her. So and because of that, she's been a snake all along. You see how fucking fake these motherfuckers are? Yep. Liar, 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 liar. And that's why I don't like Ethan. Ethan is messy. People try to keep me quiet. Yes, Crystal, it's me. I think it. Ow, y'all, my head hurts. No, but it's okay because we're about to go back to Y'all, should I put on my surprise for y'all? Because maybe we could take a break from screaming. Because I'm sorry, I get so loud. But I want to say I'm surprise. Funny. He is so phony too. Yeah, he is. Liar, 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 liar. Liar, 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 liar. Okay, so y'all might have to stand up for a second. My butt hurts. What screen is? What screen is? I mean, I talk. I know I talk a lot. Oh, we're gonna have a fun live. Okay, y'all. Let's. I'm gonna be on TikTok. Okay, it's 10:34. It won't take me 6 minutes. I'd about to say give me till 10:40, but no, it's okay. I'll be on in like I'm just switching over. I'm switching over, but I gotta go get the surprise that I bought. Well, y'all can stay actually on here until I completely switch over. Actually, you can. Okay, let me go get some Excedrin first though, because ow. See, you brought food home? No, never do. You want me to starve? You always just want me to starve. Liar, 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 liar. Liar, 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 liar. Liar. Yeah, you're just a baby. Hey, look at my bag. It's really bad. It just happens. It does just happen. Yes, it does. I think it's contact dermatitis or whatever. You can't. Wait, I can't. My phone is not like that, Scott. My phone, the SIM card, there's no SIM card anymore. Huh? Wait, why won't it work? Why do you think it's gonna work after that? Well, why don't you just set up a plan? I didn't think about that before. Oh, you silly boy. How much it cost? That's how it works. No, she doesn't. I don't know, Scott. I have no idea. He's a crazy, crazy boy. All right, sorry, I need medicine. Oh my god, my body hurts. Okay, now the surprise. Hold on. Jack, you're a liar, 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 liar. I guess I should put some more camera emotion on it. Well, I guess I'm gonna do it for you. Scott, it's gonna be fun. Everything's gonna be alright, alright, alright. 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 Have a fun life. What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? Jack, you smell like frosty feet. All right, y'all. Well, I'll meet y'all on TikTok with my surprise. Oh. What? What? Scott, it's not. All right. I'm in this bitch. Goodbye.